Hi guys, it's Mr. Call. Let's go ahead and get to some homework help for homework 2.6, solving equations with variables on both sides. Again, we're doing box on these ones. However, the box is it has a little problem here. We can't use the box for everything in this case. We have to combine our variables first. And so there's kind of a little trick here. We kind of hold off on the box on the very first step, and then we'll use the box after we have combined our variables. Let's go ahead now and take a look at problem number 4. I have negative 45m plus 68 equals 84m minus 61. So our goal is to combine the m's. Now I always tell my students that we have to find and move the smallest of the variables. Okay, over here we can already write that, hey, we're solving for m over here, right? But let's look at the m's here. I have a negative 45m and I have a 48m, and I always want to move the smallest one. So let's do it. Smallest one would then be, negative 45m. So now let's go ahead, let's move that one. The way we do it is we have to do kind of like what with the box, we have to do the opposite operation. So I'm going to add 45m to both sides of this equation. So plus 45m here. Remember, I still have an equal sign. I kind of like to draw that line there. Make sure we're doing that. And we add 45m over here. Now, the reason is that we move the smallest of the variables is that it makes it so we start dealing with positive numbers. I've just noticed that my students are less likely to make a mistake when they're working in positive numbers, and so having this set up to move the smallest variable helps us that way. Anyway, so negative 45 plus 45, that cancels, adds to 0, right? The positive 68 comes down, and that's equal to 84 plus 45. I have to type that one in my calculator because I'm not going to mess up, I hope. And that's 129m minus 61. Now that we've gotten this far, we've combined, we moved the smallest variable to the other side. Our variables are combined. I can now use my box. So let's use the box. First thing happening to m is it's being multiplied by 129. Then it's being subtracted by 61. So let's do it. Remember, we're going to do bottoms up and do the opposite. So instead of minusing 61, we're adding 61. And instead of multiplying by 129, we're going to divide by 129. I'm going to write that in blue so you can see it, I hope. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. First step is to add 61 to both sides. So we're going to add 61 here, add 61 here. Okay. As I do that, I see that we get, I just like to start from the left and move right. So 68 plus 61 is 129. And that's equal to, the 129m comes down. And negative 61 plus 61, that cancels. That goes away. Now, next step is to divide by 129. Let's divide by 129, just like it says here. Divide by 129, like it says here, right? So we do that. 129 divided by 129 is 1. And same thing here. Get 1m, or just m. So we can then say my answer is m equals 1. So we've used the box there. We got that. So that's the trick, is that we move the smaller of the variables to the other side, and then we can use the box to solve it. Let's go and take a look at this one. Okay, number 10. Again, we're going to look to move the smallest of the variables. So looking at it, I have a positive 6z and a positive 8z. We can already write over here, hey, we're solving for z, right? But which one are we moving? Yeah, we're going to move the 6z. It's smaller. So with that, let's move the 6z. So I'd like to draw my line here down the equal sign. We have to do the opposite operation to move the 6z. It's a positive 6z. To move it, we're then going to have to minus 6z from both sides. just like because positive 6z minus 6z cancels, right? Same idea here, minus 6z from both sides. And let's kind of simplify it. Remember, I like to go from left to right as we just make sure I don't miss anything. The 7 carries down. The plus 6z minus 6z goes to 0. That equals then 8z minus 6z. That's 2z. And we get minus 13. So now let's go ahead and fill out our box. Our box says, first thing happening to z is here. It's being multiplied by 2. And then it is being subtracted by 3. Subtracted by 13. So minus 13. Now we're going to go bottoms up, do the opposite, right? So go from the bottom to the top, and say instead of minus 13, we're going to add 13 to both sides. And instead of multiplying by 2, we're going to divide by 2. So let's do that by adding 13 to both sides. Plus 13, plus 13. And remember, I like to kind of write these out from left to right. So 7 plus 13, that's 20. Got that. The 2z comes down. And negative 13 plus 13, that goes to 0. We are now left with our last step. We got this one done and need to finish this one. So we're going to divide by 2. Divide by 2, divide by 2. And I get that 10 is equal to z. So if we were to rewrite it so it's kind of in a better format, we like it, the variable first, so z equals 10. And that's number 10 for you. I think we have one more. Again, kind of the setup, thinking about how we solve this. First step is to move the variables so that combine them, but to move them to the other side of the equal sign, we have to do the opposite operation. After that, it's just a normal two-step, use your box equation. So let's take a look at this last one here. Oh, good, we have a nice problem to do here. It says, Mr. Call needs his carpets cleaned. Oh, I need my carpets cleaned. Okay. Clean It Company charges $10 to show up and 15 cents per square foot. I Am Dirty Company charges $25 to show up and 10 cents per square foot. After how many square feet will the companies charge the same amount? Okay, so let's do this. So my first thing is Clean It Company charges $10 to show up plus 15 cents per square foot. Now I'm going to have the square foot of the house is going to be X square feet. And we want to know when is that going to be equal to the other company when they charge $25 to show up, which is more, but they charge less per square foot, which is 10 cents per square foot. So the X's go with the square feet there. Now, that's our problem. Let's solve it. Again, first step, move the X's or move the variables together, and we want to move the smaller ones. So moving the smaller one, we can look at it. We have a positive 0.15, and we have a positive 0.10, and we want to combine those by moving the smaller one, which is 0.1. Like the 10 cents is cheaper than the 15 cents. So we're going to move that one. To move a positive 10 cents over, we're going to have to minus, because it's positive, we do the opposite, right? Minus 10 cents from both sides. Minus 0.01 x from both sides. Minus 0.01 x from both sides. And then we can solve it, and then we can use our box. Okay? So going from left to right to solve this, starting at 10. 10 just comes down, and I have 10 again. The 15 cents minus 10 cents gives me 5 cents left over. So plus 0.05x equals, my 25 just drops down, 25, and the 10 cents cancels, right? A positive 10 cents minus the 10 cents, and we're good there. Okay, next step is, let's fill out our box. First thing happening to x is here. It's being multiplied by 0.05. And sometimes maybe in parentheses would be good, just to make sure we don't lose that decimal there, the 0.05. Then after it's being multiplied by 0.05, it's being added to by 10. So we're going to write add by 10. Again, we think of like it being a positive 10 out here. I know that doesn't really change anything in this case, but remember that the sign is associated on the left-hand side of what we're talking about. So the positive 10, that's what we're dealing with. So we're going to go ahead and remember we're going bottoms up and doing the opposite. So I'm going to start by minusing 10 from both sides and then dividing by 0.05. So here we go, let's do it. Minus 10 from both sides, we get, let's look, minus 10 here, minus 10 here, and I get, that cancels. I have 0.05x equals 15. So then, we got that one done. Then we're going to go ahead and divide by 0.05 or 0.05. Oh no, x there. Divide by 0.05 and see what we get. So I'm going to get x equals, I believe dividing by that is like timesing by 20, but I'll type it in my calculator just to be sure. So 15 divided by 0.05 is 300, which is like multiplying by 20. That's good to know. And so I get 300. So at 300 square feet, the I Am Dirty Company charges will be, after that, I guess the I Am Dirty Company is a better deal. But at the 300 feet mark, they're the same price. And that's what we were asked to find out. 300 square feet, sorry. Great, well, that's it for this one. Hopefully that helped, and we'll see you next time.